Hi. Are you tired of needing 3 hands to play all of your classic Nintendo 64 games? Well, boy, have I got the solution for you. It's me, Majora T, and I'm here today to talk to you about Retrobit's Tribute 64 Controller. Now, personally, I don't have any problems with the classic Nintendo 64 controller, but I wanted to give this a shot. People seem to hate on the thing. This is the box for the Tribute N64 controller. As you can tell, yeah, the font and everything looks nice. Hey, who's that guy? And it goes into some of the specifications on the back, such as cord length and, that it's compatible with your Nintendo 64. But the issue is that once you take it out, there's no getting that thing back in. I decimated my box for this controller just by taking it out. And, that's a real shame because I'm a collector. I like to collect things. I like to collect video games, video game merchandise. And also, when you look at Retrobit's other products, they are the ones who made this amazing Sega Genesis wireless controller box and even protective case. So, why does the Tribute 64 get no love? I don't know, but Kobe, that one's going in the trash.
I'm recording, don't worry.
But what good is a controller if not to play games? We're going to test it out on Mario 64 in honor of Majora T Speaks Plumber Boy Edition. This is quite a long controller. We'll get into the cord length later. I'll do a little comparison with the standard N64 controller. And here we go!
It's me, Mario.
Alright, so the absolute beauty of the Tribute 64 controller is that it has 2 prongs, one fitted for your left hand and one for your right. The control stick is in a nice place for your left thumb, and the A and B buttons are not too far off as far as keeping them parallel to your other thumb. I'm playing Mario 64 pretty easily here. I'm not having much trouble jumping around or doing my standard maneuvers. There are a couple buttons on the back, which I'll show you in a little bit, which are making my jumps a little confusing, but everything is pretty much where I remember it. Now, let's take a little look at some flying action, one of the harder things to do in Mario 64. Ah, shucks, I lost it there at the end, but that's pretty smooth flying, Mario. That's how Falco would say it anyway. Yeah, this controller's working pretty good and all. I'm enjoying it. I think it's real easy to kind of breeze around in a 3D platformer, and I know a lot of people say 3D platformers on the N64 haven't aged beautifully because of the camera and everything, but everything seems to be working just fine for me. The fact that I was able to do this while just recording a video with my phone in the background is kind of testament to the usefulness of the controller, the fact that, or its competence rather. Here, can I not wake the piranha plant? Nope, I woke it, but I did not take damage. It's pretty good if you ask me. And in general, I've just enjoyed using this thing. I used the Retrobit controller to play through Ocarina of Time most recently. And, I really didn't have any problems. Here I'm showing you the difference between, the buttons on the back as far as, doing the ground pound. Typically in Mario 64, you would press Z for that. So, it's just something to be mindful of. Here I get to practice my Japanese reading abilities. Take a listen.
Kinira nu e. Ore tachi ishi no おかげでありがとうがたらどうなんでおおおい文句があならひぷ Damn it. Oh well, whatever. Whatever, I better just play it, right? There you go. What? I've never seen that before. Ah!
Nope, don't worry, I'm not going to make you try and listen to my Japanese anymore. But that was beautiful. Itsukeshi desu. I'm really enjoying using this controller. Let's do a little real close-up comparison to the actual N64 controller now, shall we? Alright, here's a close-up of the controller. I do really like this transparent blue model. It reminds me of the old Game Boy Color models. I want to show you the back triggers and what they do. So like that's zoom in, and then there's another one there for crouch. So it's got Z and R on the back. And then on the left side, it also has Z and L. Very interesting. There's space for the transfer pack in the back, and you know, it's kind of unique that they have Z on both sides. It takes getting used to, though. I'm still not entirely accustomed to that. D-pad is in a pretty whack location, and the start button is a little high up, but I really can't be too mad at that. Hey, look, here's the original N64 controller. Looks very similar. The A and B buttons and C buttons and all are really similar. I think when you look at the control stick, it's a little different. The one on the Retrobit controller reminds me more so of a GameCube nub, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I know a lot of people dislike the N64 nub. I know people have talked about their hands burning out when they played Mario Party. I've never had that happen, so I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I want you to take a look at my hand placement on both of them, though. Notice how on the N64 controller, the standard model, my hand fits around this naturally. I don't know if it's because I grew up with this thing, so my hands have been kind of molded for it, but when I put my hands on this thing, I actually have to keep them out a little bit, so it's a little weird pushing down on the back triggers. This reminds me of like a Dreamcast controller, but if it was shrunk down in size. Now, I don't think much of the Dreamcast controller, but this is not what I would call the most egalitarian solution. And honestly, it's fine. I get enough good usage out of it. Alright, now I'd like to take you into a little contest. Which one has the longer cord? Let's find out. On the left, we have the standard Nintendo 64 controller. On the right, the Retrobit. And the winner is, ding 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 ding, Retrobit. You get like an extra foot of cord here. That is amazing, especially if you're trying to play spaced out on the bed. Absolutely love it. So let me talk generally about my feelings for this controller. I like it for what it is. I don't think it fits my hands the same way like a GameCube controller might, and I don't necessarily regret that. I would like if it was like a bit more comfortable, like for my hands personally. I just have bigger hands, but if somebody had small hands, they would probably enjoy this controller. I could see a kid playing the N64 with this controller and having a blast. It works for what it is. As it is, the N64 doesn't have dual analog support. You know, you have the C buttons and the right and left triggers to aim the cameras. That's how the games were programmed. So for what it is, it works well. It's not going to fix a game that had camera issues in the first place, but it will alleviate some of the stressors of putting your left hand in the middle on the standard N64 controller. It's a good product. I like Retrobit. I like what they do, and I'm happy with the overall product. Would I recommend it? Yes, especially to the N64 fans and collectors out there. So that's it for me, Majora T. I hope you enjoyed my look at this controller. Let me know if you want to see more N64 content. I'm going to do it anyway, but you should subscribe and stay tuned if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all later.